BitBoy Crypto has lost everything. It's all gone. He had his run. Time to start over and start anew. And he's talked about how he's lost everything. I'm sure we all remember the whole incident going down with him and his network. They fired BitBoy, said it was for his own good. He came back super aggressive and eventually put out a video saying like it's all squashed and they were actually right in this. So you would think maybe it was wraps at that because that video came out. It seemed like everyone wanted to take it at face value, say he's super sincere, he's the greatest person ever, oh my god. A couple other things in there that's a little weird in the video, but you know, most people looked at it and said, look, BitBoy, he's acknowledged everything and he's moved on. But he's starting over and he's decided, you know, to do this. And obviously, I think it makes a lot of sense. Like, you can fire BitBoy from BitBoy Crypto and, you know, move on and try and move on. But at the end of the day, he was the face of that channel, right? It doesn't matter if a network owns that channel. He was the face of it. People watched for him. They watched because of his personality and him talking. They didn't care about much else. And I think we're going to see that with his new channel that he put out. You know, people are going to be moving there and stop watching the BitBoy Crypto channel just because it's how YouTube works. You can't run a channel without the personality that people subscribe to that channel for. But here's the video of BitBoy saying that he lost everything, including his Lamborghini.
Me a lot. They say, hey, because I don't know if you know, I've lost everything. Like, they took the Lamborghini from me because it was in the company name. I still have a little bit, but I'm starting over in a lot of ways. And you're going to get to start over with me. If you missed the last bear market, here we are in this one. You're going to get to see. We're going to get it all.
So there you have it, BitBoy Crypto. He's lost everything. The Lamborghini, it's gone. I think that's super funny that he says, you know, I lost everything. They took the Lamborghini. Like, okay, that's kind of extreme, right? You lost everything, but the only thing that you list is the Lamborghini. So I don't. Did you lose everything? Probably not, right? Probably a bit of an exaggeration. We can say that, but I just think it's funny that he says I lost everything. They took the Lambo. But the real funny part is that he pretty much admits to some sort of fraud in doing that, where he said, literally, this tweet, you can see, you know, admitting to tax fraud on the internet, amazing, as Dylan Leclerc pointed out. And I think that there'd be something like that, some sort of fraud, because, you know, he put the Lambo in the company's name for whatever reason, even though, I mean, I would assume it's not a company car, right? It's his car. So I'm sure there's something weird to going around for some sort of tax loopholes and stuff. But it's funny that is the only thing he listed. And the thing he listed could be fraudulent. It's so on brand. It's so crazy. And it just makes too much sense. But some of the people's response to this video, right, saying, you know, I lost everything. They took the Lamborghini. People saying like, boo hoo, you know, who cares? And then the same thing. Everyone's really focused on the Lamborghini part. I think it's so funny. But it's basically saying cry harder. Hopefully new coiners do their research on Bitcoin, stay away from the influencers, because obviously people like BitBoy get paid to shill you coins and they don't care what happens. They don't care if the price goes up. Typically the price goes down, and if you follow them, you end up losing lots and lots of money, but they don't. And it's not just BitBoy. There are plenty of influencers on the internet who take advantage of people who watch them because they can make money off of it. They could go and sign a $10,000 deal, a few tens of thousands of dollars, and then ultimately they get to pocket that money. The company that sponsors them gets to make a bunch of money because they bring a bunch of volume to their coin, and then anyone who listens to them loses all their money. They're the losers in the situation. So I'd agree, like, hopefully, you know, it's never going to happen. People want to get rich quick. That'll never go away. They will always look to people telling them how to do it and follow them blindly and then complain when they end up losing all of their money, even though, you know, some of the fault rests with them for wanting to take shortcuts and wanting to just listen to people on the internet to get rich, right? And another interesting point, which kind of isn't, it's like about Bitcoin, but saying if they took something away from you, it was never yours. Only Bitcoin in self-custody is yours, which is kind of a funny thing to do, right? If the company could take away your Lambo, then it wasn't your Lambo, right? It was theirs. And if anything happened, like it did right now, they took it away from you. Now it's not yours. You can't use it anymore. So was it ever really yours? You know, not really. So I think that's just kind of a way to tie it into Bitcoin. Like, Obviously, you self-custody Bitcoin. No one can take that away from you, other than like a forceful type of thing, or like, like a wrench attack, people would say. But ultimately, they can't just randomly take away your Bitcoin like they could his Lambo, which is the everything that he lost. And this is the channel that Ben started. You can see Ben Armstrong Crypto. Nothing fancy. That doesn't really have to be. Only posted 2 videos, so he's not really grinding, not trying to really pump out content. But this is channel, 34,000 subs, and I do think that this will work for him. Like, him getting fired or kicked out of BitBoy Crypto and being forced to go on his own, I don't think is going to be a massive deal for him. He was the personality people went to watch. This network that kicked him out, even if they're doing it in what they think to be is his best interest, because he's having problems with steroids and stuff, and problems in his life, and they want him to focus on that or whatever. Even if they have the best intentions, like, he can still do this just fine. He can start his own channel. People will go watch him there. They'll stop watching the BitBoy channel because they don't watch the BitBoy channel for the random networks and suits behind the scenes. They watch for the personality that is Ben Armstrong. So it's gonna really harm this BitBoy channel, this network. And even if they have only the best intents, which, there's always 3 sides to every story, his side, their side, and the truth. So there's somewhere in between, so they might not be the best, but it might end up actually hurting them. This is probably going to be the end of talking about BitBoy, or Ben Armstrong. I guess he's Ben Armstrong now. He's just going by his name. Obviously, you can't really use the BitBoy stuff, because I'm assuming they probably own that. So he's just his name, just Ben now. I don't think it's going to be a super big hindrance to him. He's the personality, right? But it'll probably be the last video I'm talking about BitBoy, unless something crazy happens, because I feel like this is all wrapped up, and they're going their separate ways and kind of doing whatever. So BitBoy's gonna do what he's always done. The network that fired him is probably gonna be in some trouble with viewership, and the cycle repeats itself. That's gonna do it for this video. As always, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next